you're bloating is because of the progesterone. Progesterone is actually a good hormone. Respect that. Oh, I'm going to go into menopause. Now I have to take it. Why not on a daily basis? You are healthy from inside. You don't need that makeup. The iron that you take is going to your baby. So as long as you're breastfeeding, protein, iron and calcium are must.
Hello and welcome. Focus on health, happiness, and just women. Why do we never think about the idea of health as something that's to be celebrated and not one that requires us to do a routine and constantly be worried and constantly be edgy about it? That's precisely what we want to discuss here with none other than the wonderful Sudeshna Ray, who's besides her experience and being the member of the Royal Society of Obstetricians and Gynaecologists, she herself is a champion of women's health. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Ellie. I loved the way you spoke about health being a celebration. I think that's the key word, and we can begin and end with that word. The celebration of women's health. That's the more important thing that we need to focus on. It's not a suffering that we are talking about. Health is not about suffering. Health is not about the need only of taking care. But it has to be celebrated. It has to be given the importance of enjoying. That's the more important, that's the most important thing. So we can actually begin and end this conversation with this word of celebration of health.
Indeed. So, I want to deep dive straight into the idea of sexy midlife. Women today in India are, I suppose everyone is hungry for longevity and looking good. What's the secret there? Because it appears that, it'll require some hard work.
Oh yes, of course. And the more important thing to think about here is that women are the most productive around that age. They are productive. They have to take care of the home, they have to take care of the work, they have to take care of themselves, they have to take care of the society. So that's a very important productive time that the woman goes through. So they need to feel good, and to feel good you need to look good, you need to feel good from inside, and there comes the importance of health and beauty together.
So many women, Dr. Sudeshna, they just choose to be focused on careers and they don't want to have children or choose not to have children or want to just have pet children, whatever their choice is. What are the things that they need to keep in mind when they think of the idea of where do I start this self-care?
So the self-care starts with, there's no age for self-care. You can start any time. But 30s are a big awakening time because there is a biological clock, there is a fixed time where the hormones will work in your favor and hormones will not work in your favor. So in case they do not want to go by what nature expects her to be, like nature expects the way the human body in a female is designed, is to take care, is to have a pregnancy. When they are not going in that path, they have to take care of that help, that part of the health. So the most important thing is the diet and lifestyle as a whole. So the diet and physical exercise. You can't even imagine how much important it is to have a physically active life, not a sedentary life. So women who are busy in their careers, most of them in the corporate sector, are sitting in one place and doing nothing, So only doing the brain work, but there is an important work that your body needs to do. So, get into that jive of having a physical activity as a must and taking care of your diet. Not snacking, take care of your snacks as, the healthy snacks. So the nutritionists can guide you. Take the help. I would say that, take care of your health as your priority. It's just not somehow women think that let me finish this and then I will take care of your health. That never happens.
Yeah.
That never happens. So it has to be an ongoing process where you have to take the onus of your own health. And it's not like somebody else, you're expecting someone else to take care of your health. For example, I have a lot of patients who would say, a lot of women who would say, you know, I don't go to, I ask him to go with me, like the partner. I ask him to go with me to morning walks, but he doesn't go. So I don't get the motivation. Get the motivation from yourself. Don't depend on anyone, you know, and take help from experts. We have like platform to offer these kind of help.
Yeah. So, you know, it's interesting how when we talk about our money, we go to a financial advisor. Yeah, when we are, you know, let's say we need a knee replacement, we go to a ortho. And when it comes to getting better, feeling good and celebrating the body, you're like, nah, we don't need an expert. I'll just eat 2 bowls of dal. Why is that the wrong approach?
I think there's a lot to do with the way we are brought up. You know, women are brought up giving them the idea that your health is the least priority. Your feeling good about your health is the least priority, whether it's mentally feeling good or whether it's physically feeling good. I think that stems from there, that everything is the priority before your own health, unless there's a health problem. When there's a health problem, of course, they'll go to an expert, they'll go to a doctor and they'll speak about it. But proactively taking care of your health, you know, to kind of understand it before the problem arises. And to just, as you said, just to celebrate a good health, a goodness, a feeling of feeling good.
Yeah. You know, as a gynecologist, you know exactly what hormones do to our cheeks. The days we glow, the days we don't, right? I want you to talk to the women who are watching this. Why is it important to remember that your skin is not about just placing creams on it? It actually has a lot to do with what's going on down there.
Yes, I mean, your skin is the mirror of what you feel inside. You know, you might have a lot of makeup and you might make your, you know, dull skin look brighter, but if you like look deep down, that bright skin doesn't show up. Whereas if you feel good from inside, if you are healthy from inside and if you're happy from inside, you don't need that makeup. So there are hormones which makes you feel happy and which makes your skin glow. Serotonin, endorphins. So these are the hormones, again, which depends on your physical activity. If you are sedentary, these hormones are suppressed. If you are physically active, like walking, running, or doing some physical exercises, these are the hormones which come out from your body, and they can actually make you feel like actually glow from inside. You don't need that makeup to.
Not makeup alone. Yeah. So, you know, you said something earlier. We're just not made to think about preventing a situation. We are very fine to go solve for a big problem. Tell our women why we shouldn't wait for that, because it's often too late.
Preventive healthcare is a big question to be answered in Indian women. You know, the attitude of prevention is like, one attitude is, oh my God, if something comes up, what am I going to do about it? That's the whole point of doing the preventive. Yes, that's the whole point, that if we can pick it up early, we can give you a solution. Don't come to us at a point where I don't have a solution for you.
But surgery or but some sort of therapy which is just going to be so difficult.
Some kind of a solution which is complicated, some kind of a solution which is difficult for you. It makes the whole, so the whole thing comes from there. One is that attitude. The second attitude is that, you know, I'm feeling good. I don't have a problem. So whenever we have these health checks, like out of 10, 7 women will come, I don't have a problem. I don't need a problem. I just need to see that you're not going to have a problem
Later.
in future.
Yeah.
You know,
Good
that's the whole
point.
point of doing a preventive health checkup.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why am I doing this. Is it really necessary? I said, not necessary for me. It's for you. Is it mandatory? I said, what more is mandatory for you? You know, other than your health, taking care of your health.
Yeah.
So preventive health checkup has to come in a big way to cure problem.
So lots of women who want to get pregnant are often wondering why they need to increase protein in their diet and, you know, improve the levels of elements in their body, whether it's zinc, magnesium, iron. Tell us about what is it that they should keep on their checklist from a nutrition eye.
Right. So pregnancies, we have to remember this, that a pregnancy is the biggest health start that you're going to give your next generation. You know, you can make a generation healthier by keeping yourself healthy during the pregnancy. One whole generation you are keeping healthy. So what you give today is her health for tomorrow throughout her life. So this is a very important part that a woman should realize, and she has to be pregnant ready, you know, psychologically and physically. So physically she is ready. If she is, you know, her adolescent diet has a lot of junk, she is definitely deficient in iron, she is definitely deficient in the trace mineral, the small parts of the minerals that you need during the pregnancy. So there are checks to do that. So it's very important to have a level of hemoglobin. It's very important to have a level of, and hemoglobin has two parts. It has a heme part, it has a globin part. So the heme part is the iron part and the globin part is the protein part. So both of them have to be good to have a good hemoglobin. And you know, the zinc, the thyroid levels have to be checked. So there are many checks that needs to be done before you actually want to get pregnant.
Yeah.
And then you correct them, get your levels balanced, and then you get into a pregnancy.
Yeah.
Not just wake one day up with a missing
With the
period.
good news.
Yes, with the good news, but a
body
not so
that's
good,
just
not so good body to carry that.
Yeah.
You know, because you can't start from the pregnancy.
Yes, but that was going to be my next question. So, you know, women in their 20s are positively not today thinking about when or if they're getting pregnant, but nothing stops them from starting their health journey much earlier.
Yeah, why do the women need a goal? Why do they feel that, oh, I have to be pregnant and now I have to take care of my health? Oh, I'm going to go into menopause, now I have to take health. Why not on a daily basis?
Yeah.
Why don't you? Because health is your biggest asset. If you have, and this has been my favorite dialogue, that you know, you might have a number of clothes around you, jewelry around you. If you have a headache, one simple headache makes all the things around you absolutely meaningless, because you can't enjoy them.
Yeah.
You know, so why not take health without a goal? Just keeping yourself fit and happy is your goal.
So, you know, let's speak about midlife. Women in India are hitting perimenopause much earlier than the rest of the world. I hear at 38, many women are in perimenopausal stages. Menopause often hits closer to 44, 45. Across the world, these levels are at 51, 52 years of age. Why is it important to recognize that and not shun it away? And as one does that, what do they need to track? You know, whether it's FSH or what? I think you just need to give us a primer on that.
Right. So first of all, let me answer your question. Is the world average is 51 and the Indian average is still about 48. But we are seeing a little trend of having an earlier menopause in their early 40s. So menopause doesn't make you feel less feminine or make you look less feminine. It's just that your protection of the menstrual hormones are taken away. So your bones are left unprotected, your heart is left unprotected, your brain is left unprotected. So these are the protection that you have to take now. You know, you could have been casual, but your risk is now similar or sometimes higher than a man about having a bone disease, having a heart problem, or even having the psychological, the like dementia and things like that. So you have to take care of your health right from the 30s. You know, you can't start after menopause or around menopause. You have to, in fact, the peak bone mass is between 18 to 25. That's the time when you have to build up your bones. You have to tell your daughters, you have to tell your next generation that that's the time when you can, when you can't just get away with it, because junk is not making me fat.
That's the time to actually start your protein consumption.
Yes, that's the time when you actually build up your muscle mass, build up your peak bone mass. So your health doesn't start with a problem. It starts with a prevention that can come in hand, I mean that can come of use 20 years later, but you have to start now.
So, you know, why is menopause scary for women?
First of all, it's a psychological scare that I stop being a woman. So I might lose my sexual urge, I might lose my libido, that's the desire for having sex. I might lose my beauty. None of these happen. None of these happen. No, they don't.
Are you
I mean, yes.
Most people would say, oh, you know what, now your skin will sag and your arms will fall.
That's age. That's also a age.
I like the way you make the distinction between menopause and age. It's important.
Yes, it's important. I mean, there has to be certain factors which is related to the age. We can't deny that. There will be a sagging of skin, but not like if I have a menopause at 40, my skin will start sagging at 42. It doesn't happen that way. You know, another myth is about sexual drive, about the libido. A lot of women, when we tell them that, you know, you can actually enjoy sex more after menopause, and they're like, really? And they come back and say yes.
Okay, wait, let's talk about this. Lots of women say that they expect to have zero libido after menopause. You're saying they might actually enjoy sex far more after menopause. You have to unpack this.
Right. So the thing is that when the menopause starts, or the journey of perimenopause starts, there is a, you know, a kind of a dramatic event that is happening, confused hormones. So there can be, and also you have to compound with the factor that that's the time when women are also thinking about many things, and sex is not thought about. But when
you mean it falls off the priority list?
Yes, falls off the priority list. But when, you know, actually the ovarian hormones, which is responsible for your libido, doesn't go down immediately after menopause.
Wow.
You know, that takes time, and that's also an age factor which comes into play. So menopause has not much to do with your libido. It will come back. The trick is, or the magic is that you don't stop having sex. So if you stop having sex, then it's a matter of, you know, compounding. It's a matter of being used. If you completely stop having sex, your sexual hormones will come down.
Got it.
So even at 35, women are not having sex. So their libido goes down
irrespective. Thank you for breaking that up for us. So I do hope that helps our audience. For women above 40, protein makes a big comeback in their lives. I feel it's late, but I want you as the doc to tell us why women above 40 need to think about having a genuine long-term protein journey.
I think women needs to have protein from
their 20s.
You know, their 20s, you know, and if they are not able to have them, this comes like today's life, you know, women are looking for quick solutions. So you take protein supplements. That is a solution for you, because you're not able to gather the same amount of protein through the healthy food. The number
and we lost out that journey in our 20s because we got late.
Yes. So it should start from the 20s. If you have missed the bus, at least, you know, raise the bar up when you're 40s, because that's the time when you are losing muscle. So post your 50, your muscle goes down, and post 60, it goes down like dramatically. But if you start at 60, that's not going to work. You have to start at 40, building up your muscle mass, building up the strength that gives that keeps the joint
together.
healthy,
Yeah.
the
yeah.
joints healthy.
That's right. Basically, if you want to not sit in a wheelchair in your 70s and 80s, just work at it in the 30s and
In
40s.
their 30s and 40s.
Yeah, it's a good
And
point. My final question to you is, why do women need to consume, plan, nutrition that is crafted for their bodies?
everybody is different. You know, just because some kind of a diet plan has worked for her, and you know, in the social media there are a lot of blanket diets that have been given, and you need to recognize whether you need to be worked, I mean that diet is going to work on you or not. So what is the harm in getting an expert telling you that yes, this is going to work on you and this is not going to work on you? Why do you want to experiment when help is at hand?
Yeah.
Somebody else is trained to do that. Make use of that.
Yeah.
You know, somebody else is there to scientifically break it down to your body composition
Yes.
and to make you understand that this is not going to work for you, or this is going to work for you, but this way.
Yeah, and that too depending on your hormonal journey as well, or life stage as well.
Stages.
So people are always asking me, Shelly, why is Gayatri doing proteins just for women? Why is a protein not a protein? And I often say that, you know, women have deficiencies and needs that are changing depending on which stage of their cycles they are in.
Absolutely.
I want you to break that myth for us.
So women's need is very different from men. The same thing doesn't work with women at all. You know, so if you have different needs, you have to have different solutions. So that's where your protein is your protein. You know, taking care of the phases of your cycle in a single month, taking care of your phases in your life, like, you know, the adolescence, the puberty, the pregnancy, the pre-pregnancy, then the pregnancy, then the perimenopause, and the menopause, then post-menopause. So many dramas. You have to cater to those dramas with little
And you
more.
change your costumes accordingly.
Yes, you change your costumes, you change your makeup
Yeah.
accordingly.
Yeah.
So these are the makeups.
Lovely chatting with
makeups.
you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Shelly. It's always a pleasure. Thank you very much.